If you grew up in World War I or World War II or northeastern France during the period or Germany, perhaps some parts of the British high society frequented by Mosley and the future early core of British Broadcasting Company journalists, perhaps you are a fan of American Handball, the NFL. Unless, of course, your parent played, then you hate the sport by their hand. They managed to have kids. You're familiar with a man you don't know but vastly fear. You call him many things: God, the priesthood, the rabbi, the Jew, the psychiatrist, Darth Vader. Perhaps even the most damned of all, the American police. That means you are one, but you're dirty. Do you see the proper badge? Now you're state police. So who is Sigmund Freud, this man that's haunted us for a good century and a half? Well, Sigmund Freud had a number of sexual escapades since his freshman year at his university in Germany. I don't care to know the history because I've seen it. We'll call this university the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Sigmund Freud came to the attention of the modern invention of the toilet centuries back, but to him new because there was more than one at his college. Some people use the bathroom different ways. Of course, men and women. So he decided to experiment with a friend. What if I got a man to use the toilet as a woman? And of course, a psychotic break occurred. Vostralovich, mind cream astrology. I have finally found myself in the study of the signs of galaxy. And then Freud began his adventure. He looked through textbooks of history, sciences, physics, looking for the hand of the man with the exploded butt. But that wouldn't do it, because Freud considered himself a ladies' man, having claimed and grasped flesh. Upon learning this man wasn't something Freud hadn't guessed at, even for himself, having a strict, dutiful father. This man was into female domination. As Freud understood, moreover, through his studies of pagan societies and zoology, having affairs with every type of man, woman, child, and elder he could find through prostitution and, of course, acts of seduction, his loyal wives at hand to record information, Freud came up with a concept for a more orderly placement of women within classes and structures from the recent writings of Karl Marx into placements to gain lovers' affections of women and men. Homosexuality, he reasoned after the psychotic break, and the eminent heirs of the man with the exploded buttocks couldn't be that far away in our future. Us, Freud opined, the collective father, mine own having struck me for burning a man on a marijuana den. So now we have birth order. You have the male and the female, the single child, the pair, the trio, and the quadruped. Any more being the conjoined commune complex. Now you may posit to me, good sir, that this has always existed. Others say my father played football, hand egg. This is fake, those guys are crazy, or I don't know how it works. My father played football, but I took a psychiatric class. And if your butt exploded, you're saying you're talking about the Nazi. But if you voted for Barack Obama, the 15% of the country that did, you're telling me, Dave, you're racist? And I'm anti-racist, because I know your butt exploded, so you can't be non-racist. Let me tell you what Freud is. Freud is placing your kid within birth orders, other kids not having it, so they'll be National Socialist, or of course be fans of the National Football League. Religious die-hard fans of sports like baseball, football, but not soccer or parkour. Those are for people with college degrees and six-figure salaries, and those figures are the zeros. No, it means you're a Nazi, unless your father took varsity football or above, in which case he didn't raise you that way. You know how to take down someone on the wrestling team without going hand to hand. And that guy's saying, bitch, cheap. But that was a day later. Now he's your best friend because his kids are better wrestlers. Just like old Gramps. So now you know what Freud is. A guy fucked a bunch of men, women, and children and developed a system based on watching a man die of dysentery.